Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Lee. This is Godwin, my co-host. Today we're discussing on Geeks&Arms, women in combat services. I'm for the topic, and he is against. In reality, I kind of sit on the fence. Where do you sit, Godwin?
I feel like there is no spot for women in combat arms, or in combat at least.
Okay, so with that, we get rolling. The way it's gonna work is I get to state my points. The affirmative side should speak first, and then the negative side will speak second. There will be no rebuttals. Um, After that point, we'll take a small break, and then we'll get back with detailed and researched rebuttals. Wikipedia does not count. Okay, so I believe that women should be able to serve in combat branches because, simply put, there's some scary ass women out there. Have you ever met a woman Marine? I have. She was only reservist, but she was like 6'5" and had arms the size of my legs. So, brother, that's saying something. If that's not a physically capable female, I don't know what is. And always we're going to have that gender bias on how women are weaker than men, which statistically is true. But we also have the body image issue in our culture, where women will always have to be the petite, lithe, framed people that they are. And then you look at your soldiers, your men specifically, who are built like brick houses. Eventually, women will be accepted into combat branches because they'll start ignoring the whole cultural pressure that we put on body image. So, right now, their only barrier for entry is gender bias and the fact that they haven't trained their bodies as well and as often and with the same goals as men. Which is not to say female bodybuilders. I don't think they should count. um,
Oh,
and in some studies, I'm going to put the citation information up in the blank space there. Well, it won't be blank. And it'll show that women have a keener mental intellect and have more attention to detail. This will lend itself well to people operating overseas without direct support with hire. So, intelligence gathering operations. Um, Maybe not exactly a combat role, but embedded inside of an intelligence unit, or rather, inside of a special forces combat arm, and supporting them. But yeah, I think that concludes the affirmative starting arguments. We'll go to the negative.
all right. Physiologically, first of all, all right. So biologically, women would be inferior to men in my eyes in a combat role. Namely, like one, the cardiovascular fitness. One, the cardiovascular wise, they have a trained males have an O2 capacity higher than females, which would allow them to reach their training peak quicker, and also perform better. Not getting as winded and whatnot. Structurally, men have longer bones. This would clearly provide mechanical advantages over a female. In addition to having larger bones, this would increase their joint structure, reducing or for males, reducing the muscular skeletal injuries that they would have. In our society, culturally, females are seen as to be protected and weaker. This, as whether it's right or not, that will cause an issue in the field. Where a male soldier would feel like they have to protect the female instead of continue their mission like they would if it were another male soldier. Whether it be right or not, it's socially how it is, and it would make an impact.
Okay, so we'll go into the first rebuttal. Uh, I guess I'll start with the whole protective damsel in distress type cultural expectation that we have. America, as a whole, breeds a society of wannabe heroes. Um, American fatalities in emergency services like fire and police are actually the highest in the world, with exception. So we'll call it one of the highest in the world for civilized and industrialized countries, because the whole mental compunction to go and be a hero. This is also the same in the combat branches. You're out there doing a job, and some people are out there to get medals. Some are out there for their brothers in arms, which brings me to my next point. Would you not risk everything to save one of your brothers in arms? Would you risk more or less if there was a female fighting alongside you? I don't think you'd make that distinction after you went through combat. It hasn't happened yet, but I figure it wouldn't. As far as the mechanical advantages go, as I was saying, it is genetic. Female, not everyone's built the same, and Wookiee monsters, they're out there. They're out there. They can do it, and those are exactly the types of persons that should be getting in. The big old dykish woman Marines that are built more like men than they are women. What other points did you make?
That's all I have right now, the two.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I guess that concludes my rebuttal against your points. You can begin your rebuttal.
Did you mention that women deserve a chance to be able to attempt to gain candidacy? Or is it just there?
It's just there. But
okay.
Yes, that's true. That's why I'm saying that those are the people they should be letting in. If they're fit, they're in. If they're not, they're out. That's the same for men or women.
I think earlier this year there was, and I'm gonna look this up now so we can actually see. What's that?
2 female Rangers graduated from Ranger School.
Yeah, I know that. But I have if I remember correctly, like standards were lowered for females in.
Secretary Carter explicitly stated that they will not lower standards for women in combat branches. If you're applying for a combat job, you need to meet the same physical standards as the male counterpart. That is the fact. It is not a suggestion. It's not, some suggestion. I said suggestion twice, didn't I?
You did.
Ah. It's not a guideline. It's not a theoretical thing. That's what it is. Huffington Post is not a source.
No, hell no. Hell, fuck no.
They're the CNN of the internet.
Yeah. See, a lot of this says that, it says sources say, but I'm not going to go with that. So, because I do remember them saying that they absolutely will not lower the standards. But for some reason, I did remember reading that they were, but it's just saying that somebody said
this and somebody said that.
It says according to unnamed sources, so I can't really fucking.
Joe Schmo, Sergeant First Class, fuck all in the logistics battalion of so and so. Yeah, that's a reliable source.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a senior NCO, but I definitely think we've both made valid points.
Well, I think you're gonna win this one.
Wow. Why am I gonna win this one?
Hold on, I gotta get this shit off my fucking head.
That's what I did earlier.
Yeah. I just realized this shit's hanging off my fucking. And see, the thing is I've got it all tied up into one.
Oh, see, I had mine separate.
I'm going forward. Oh, son of a bitch.
It's like free ball on it.
Yeah.
Just let that shit hang, bro. All right.
Oh, it's not showing. Okay, we're good. Well, I don't want to break it either.
Yeah.
My last one broke.
Oh. Okay, so with that, we'll break down into freeform discussion. No
Well,
need
I got
to.
yeah. I have to rebut somehow.
Oh, you didn't rebut yet?
No, hell no. I was just talking to you there. What the fuck?
Come on, let's hear your rebuttal.
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
be quiet. I promise.
I have to be on the negative here, and I can't fucking honestly. As long as the standards ain't lowered, I don't see an issue. So you
That's
kind
what
of
it
fuck.
really boils down to.
It really is.
Can a woman serve in the same capacity as a man? The answer: yes, but only if she's physically capable. If genetics said "fuck you," you're gonna be a tiny little bitch, then you're gonna be a tiny little bitch. You know, that's true for men or women,
Yeah.
and that has certainly excluded people from special forces or combat service before, and it will continue to do so. So let's shift the debate. Do you think women have a place in special operations units, like in the new update to Rainbow Six Siege? Valkyrie, one of the first female SEALs,
Oh
supposedly.
man.
There
There are no female seals.
probably never will be.
No.
Let's look at the Navy SEAL graduation rate.
The what?
How many people make it through the Navy SEAL class?
Oh, okay.
Graduation rate is about 33% right now.
That's higher than I expected.
But all these fuckers going through the SEAL school candidacy are probably from other special forces branches, like Delta, or actually Delta and SEALs hate each other. Never mind. Like Green Berets, Rangers, Air Force Special Forces. You know,
Yes. I lost you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
you're fucking numb.
Yeah. Well, I was reading the fucking thing because I'm seeing it saying 75 to 80% attrition rate in buds alone. Now, if SEALs graduation is gonna be different.
Yeah, and the physical requirements are grueling, even for like the manliest of men.
Yeah, I mean the people that get out of there, they're obviously not
Not
you know,
soft.
yeah, no, that's best fucking guys in the Navy as it is.
I mean, just go on YouTube and look at one of the documentaries about Navy SEAL training. Enough said. Enough said. Just candidacy, not the actual training itself. I mean, the candidacy school is what, 12 weeks?
Oh, buds?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, 12 weeks.
Maybe.
And they pare down from 300 candidates or so. 26 weeks. No, that's basically the AIT.
Oh, 24 weeks for buds. 24 weeks for buds. And that's just your NDoc, into the SEAL program. And then you have to go through parachute qualification and the SEAL qualification itself.
And it looks like after entering the SEAL training pipeline, you have to attend and pass the 6-month 18 Delta training, which is a Special Forces medic. Good fucking luck. So Indoc will graduate maybe 30%. And then after that, I'm sure the fail rate is high. So out of 300, you might get 2 or 3 candidates making it through to like a SEAL billet. So, SEALs, strictly a no. And unless there's a very exceptionally athletic and determined female who wants to like get her like stomach exhaled through her mouth. You know? You know?
Uh, and the other question is, will the cadre even allow it? It depends on their views as well. They could, work the shit out of them to make sure they don't make it.
It depends on how many social justice warriors are inside of the training corps there.
Yeah, if it's a male dominate or it's a male, it's all fucking males there. They're gonna are they gonna allow? I mean, they're granted they're all in leadership roles and probably all alpha personalities, but they're gonna stick with what their buddy says as well. But like, you know what? We don't need this. We don't need this female here, and it's probably gonna be the going trend through all of them.
Probably true. And then we have to look at other special forces branches, like Ranger Battalion, the Green Berets, parajumpers, pararescuers. What else have we got? I mean, we already look at other females serving in combat roles, and I'm talking about female military aviators. There are women that fly A-10s and flew A-10s before this whole thing kicked off. What are we saying there? What do you think?
I mean, they're not in direct combat, so
Are they though?
Granted, it may be still they're in combat, but it is a bit different.
It's a double standard.
It's not like I won't argue with you. It may be a double standard, but nonetheless, they're not in. I mean, look who we're fighting. We are currently at war with people. They don't have planes. They're not going to be shooting down our aircraft.
Depends on whether or not we end up in Syria.
Yeah.
Flying fucking.
But are we?
What are they flying right now? They're flying Su-25s. No, those are the good ones. Su-24s. They're flying Su-24s from the 60s and 70s. Those Syrian rebels.
I don't think we'll have much trouble with that.
No.
No, it depends on. Now, I guess the next question is, what do the Russians plan to do with it? That could be an issue.
And that's a debate for another episode. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this episode of Let's Debate with Geeks in Arms. I'm Lee, and that is Godwin. Good night.